Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm just doing a quick comparison. I'm going to be making a video soon on this Walmart knife that I picked up, a totally separate video on its own. And before I do, I wanted to make a quick little video comparing it to the Mora Eldris. All right, so when I first talked about this knife, I said, you know, it really looked like something, reminding me of something else. And a lot of you guessed it's this knife, the Mora Eldris. All right, so just doing a quick side-by-side here. All right, I want to show you some of the differences between the two. And I may or may not break this back out when I do the actual video on this knife, but just want to show them next to each other if you haven't seen it before. All right, some of the major differences, all right, let me zoom in here, is the blade shape as well as the blade grinds. You can see that the Mora Eldris, that sharpened edge comes all the way down literally inside the handle. All right, whereas we do have the end point here, okay, so a little bit more ease of sharpening. I actually like the profile on the Ozark trail knife more, but I do love the grind on the Mora. All right, if you look at the handles here, you can see the Mora is not only longer, it's quite a bit bigger in comparison, as well as much wider. So it's a much more substantial handle overall. All right, when you're using a knife, as far as, you know, having control. Just fantastic. Now, both of these knives kind of had mystery steels. The Walmart knife is 100% a mystery steel, whereas the Mora, most places will just say stainless. All right, if you actually look on the blade, it just says stainless. All right, however, a lot of Mora knives that aren't carbon steel, the ones that are stainless, do use a 12C27. All right, so at least that's kind of known within the industry. Not saying 1000% sure that's what this is, it's just that's what's probable, since that's what's been shown to be used on other Mora stainless steel knives. All right, I do very much prefer the carbon steel on the Moras, but of course both have their pros and cons. And you can see the very unique grind on here. All right, and of course this one is made in Sweden, whereas the Ozark trail knife is clearly made in China and marked China. So overall, I recarried this just a couple times just to compare to this one because I want to do the video on it. So this one does have more blade, less handle. This has a lot more handle, less blade. But, you know, it's the blade, I would say, is negligible. When you're using it, you can't tell the difference. It's not like when I'm using this, I'm like, wow, this has so much more blade. It's just, it's a very minute difference. All right, but again, if I hold this up where the sharpened edge is, it's literally identical. But anyway, I just want to kind of compare those two real quick. Obviously, this has a lanyard on it. This one does not. But for all those who did think the way I thought and said to themselves, wow, yeah, that looks kind of like the Eldris. Well, you were right. That's the one I was thinking of. And I just wanted to give you a quick side-by-side again for the people who are kind of curious. All right, $5 knife, $27 knife. All right, which one's better? Well, not to give away the, the video on this one, but if I had to, if you're like, Jeff, you have to have one and you can never have the other one ever again, I'd have to go with the Mora. Moras are just classic. It's awesome. Especially with a smaller knife, having that extra handle. And again, I'm kind of getting into this video, but having that extra handle is kind of nice, all right? The only things I really like more than the Mora is the blade profile overall. It just, I don't know, it just does something for me. I love clip points. Just how it is. But of course, you know, this one performs a lot better in many different ways. All right, also, if you look at the sheath here, this snaps in very nice. No complaints at all with the sheath on the Ozark Trail. But this one is not only, you know, reversible, so depending on whether you're lefty or righty or just don't want to have to worry about the orientation, it fits both ways just fine. All right, so it's ambidextrous to put it in the sheath. And as you can see, it obviously houses a lot more of the knife, which is not, that's kind of why I have a lanyard on here. It's not a great thing because sometimes I go to grab it, you know, I have a little purchase here. So that's why I do the whole, you know, pinky grab and then pull the knife out. It's just a lot easier. All right, whereas this one, I don't have to worry about that. But I kind of like the sheath more on that one. So anyway, that's all. Again, it's hard to not get into everything about this knife in this video. I just want to give a quick little side-by-side for those that were just kind of curious and wanted to see them both next to each other. So there you go. So stay tuned. I will have a full video on the Ozark Trail for $5. It's definitely worth considering. There's things I love about it, things I don't like about it, and we'll talk about that in that video. So that's all for now. Let me know if you rock either one of these guys. I think they're both pretty cool options for neck knives. So that's it. Hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.